This segment is sponsored by Gruning Health and Wealth. Thank you for watching Marketplace. I was joined on the couch by Chase from Gruning Health and Wealth, and he wants to tell you about how important this time of year is for Medicare. Take a look. Welcome back to Marketplace. I'm joined on the couch today by Chase from Gruning Health and Wealth, and we're going to be talking all things Medicare, but specifically, Chase, we're going to be talking about the biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to Medicare.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the first mistake we see is missing enrollment deadlines. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, especially this time of year, there's a lot of different deadlines approaching more than anything. So it's really important to know your different deadlines, and specifically this time of year, there's an opportunity to review different plans. And that's usually in the October to December range. And during that time, you have the opportunity to review these plans, make changes, and ensure you have the best plan for yourself. There's also some special enrollment periods that happen through different times of the year. So it's just really important to be aware that there's a lot of different deadlines that approach, and to make sure that you're aware of which one you fall into.
Yeah, absolutely. So mistake number 2 we have is people not really understanding the different plans that come with Medicare. Can you give us a rundown on that?
Yeah, there's a lot of different parts of Medicare, and that's why we wrote the book called The Medicare Breakdown.
Oh, yeah.
The alphabet soup of Medicare. And you have Medicare A, B, C, and D, and it gets really confusing, right? And if I was in an elevator with you, I would just summarize it in just a couple of seconds. Medicare Part A is going to be your hospital coverage.
Oh.
Medicare Part B is going to be your doctor coverage. And Medicare Part D is going to be prescription coverage. So those are the main areas of Medicare that we see often. And those are the main areas of Medicare that you need to be aware of and we need to focus in on.
Yeah, so we kind of talked before we got on camera about how important annual plan reviews are.
Yeah.
But one of the big mistakes we see is people ignoring those annual plan reviews.
Yeah, and out of this whole segment here, that's probably the most important part I want to make sure everybody's aware of is an annual plan review, okay? If you don't do an annual plan review, it can really hinder your chances of having the best coverage for you. And by doing an annual plan review, you're going to take a look at your networks, your doctors, your prescriptions, and make sure that those are all covered for the following year. I see so many times somebody has a plan for 2, 3, 4, even 5 years, and they haven't reviewed that plan.
Yeah.
And I cannot say enough, that's the biggest mistake I see people making, is just not doing a plan review.
Yeah, absolutely. So our last couple mistakes, mistake 4 and 5, are both about coverage.
Yes.
So mistake number 4 is overlooking prescription drug coverage, and mistake 5 is not considering additional coverage options. Why do these mistakes matter when it comes to coverage?
Yeah, Part D, prescription coverage, which we kind of briefly mentioned there, can be really complicated. Okay, and once you think about it and really break it down, everybody has different needs. Okay, oftentimes I see spouses. One spouse is taking a certain amount of prescriptions, the other one's taking completely different prescriptions. Now, they need different plans.
Yeah.
And a lot of spouses think, I'll just get on the same plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so prescriptions in general are so specific and so tailored to your needs, we really need to make sure we're identifying the prescriptions that you have and really plugging them into our systems and making sure you have the right plan for you.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then that last question you asked there about other exposures, okay?
Yeah.
So we do what's called a client needs assessment. And that client needs assessment is really a tailored approach again, okay? It's gonna be very individualized. We're gonna walk you through a list of questions. It's kind of like when you go into a doctor's office and they do an assessment prior. We're gonna do the same thing, and that's really gonna give us an opportunity to, number 1, identify maybe there's some different exposures you may have that you weren't aware of.
Yeah.
Okay, and number 2, really get to know you based on your needs. And this isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. And I think that's another huge mistake is people think, hey, I've got my plan, I'm set, I'm done. No, that's not the case. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing, and Medicare is constantly changing.
Yeah, just like everything.
Absolutely. Everything's changing, and that's why I have a job, right? And so we can keep up with the changes for you and provide that service. And that's one thing we're super proud of, is to be that local resource for everybody. We have the in-person seminars at our office. You were at our office yesterday doing some interviews, and we have our in-person seminars available each week. So Medicare 101 refresher, just come in. We'll make sure, hey, you have the right plan for you in 2025. You can watch online. So there's a couple different ways online you can watch. We have a weekly webinar, and we just have some educational content as well.
Yeah.
And then lastly, you can just stop by or call in, and all these things we're here to educate you with.
Fantastic. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I learned a lot about Medicare. Chase, thank you so much for joining me today and just informing a lot of people that may not know about these mistakes, make them aware of them. So thank you.
Thank you, Benny.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Stick around by subscribing today and don't miss a single video.